Alright, let's talk about something that can feel incredibly complicated but is actually simpler than you might think. Investing in stocks. When you buy a stock or a share, you're buying a tiny little piece of a company. If that company does well, makes a lot of money and grows, the value of your tiny piece can go up. It's about understanding what a company does, how it makes money, and what its future looks like before you decide to hand over your hard-earned cash. It's less about timing the market perfectly, and more about time in the market with solid companies. So what exactly is Rumble? Think of it as a video sharing platform, similar in concept to YouTube. However, its big selling point and mission is a focus on free speech, aiming to attract creators and viewers who feel that larger, more established platforms have become too restrictive with their content policies. This is where it gets tricky, and you need to pay close attention. In fact, it's been losing a significant amount of money as it spends heavily to attract big-name creators. While its user numbers have been growing, which is a positive sign, the company's expenses are growing right alongside them. When you look at expert opinions, they are very divided on Rumble. Second, its direct competitor is YouTube, which is owned by Google, one of the largest and most powerful companies in the world. For a new investor, RMBL is a high-risk, high-reward play. It's a story stock, and you have to believe in the story. Let's switch gears and talk about something that runs in the background of our digital lives. Cybersecurity. Radware is an Israeli company that acts like a digital bodyguard for businesses. Specifically, they are experts in stopping things like DDoS, or distributed denial of service attacks. Looking at its performance, Radware is what you might call a slow and steady player. The cybersecurity market is incredibly competitive, with many large and small players fighting for a piece of the pie. So, for a new investor, RDWR represents a more conservative choice. Let's imagine you own an online store. You need a website, a way to recommend products to customers, and a search bar that actually works. That's where a company like Bridgeline Digital comes in. Their platform, called HawkSearch, is a smart search tool that helps customers find exactly what they're looking for on a website. Bridgeline is a very small company, what's known as a micro-cap stock. However, more recently, it has made a significant turnaround. For a new investor, Blin is a high-risk proposition. It's an interesting turnaround story, but its small size means you have to be prepared for a very bumpy ride. Let's talk about a company that, honestly, you've probably never heard of, but whose products you almost certainly rely on every single day. Bel Fuse is a company that makes the essential electronic components that power our world. They manufacture things like fuses, magnetic components, and power supplies that go into everything from data centers and electric vehicles to airplanes and networking equipment. In recent years, the company has been performing very well. The company is profitable,